Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Vic,
My name is David.
and we are the hosts of the V.D.R podcast. What is really good? What's up, man?
What's it going
Doing on this great Sunday afternoon?
Beautiful, it's a great Sunday, great, beautiful day. Very hot here in West Palm Beach. I'll tell you that right now.
Very hot. Hey, we ask you to engage us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, share. We're talking about things that matter.
Yeah.
We want to grow our community, so we invite you to like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you are a business owner or you're a part of a team, my company, we are called Rental IQ. We specialize in project management, real estate asset management, and real estate property management. If you want any collaborations or any services that way here in South Florida or in Louisiana, check out our link in the description. And I have my direct email, victor@rentaliq.com. Reach out to me.
And also one thing, I'm really big on these things right here. We have sea moss. Everybody heard of sea moss, Sea moss is this one's mixed with ashwagandha, black sea oil. Let me tell you something. If you care about your health, taking supplements. I love taking supplements. It's really good. Listen, I've been taking this probably for like months now. For months. Energy, full energy, good blood flow. Listen, I recommend, please get sea moss, guys. You guys care about your health. And it's also good for you gym rats, you people that love going to the gym, instead of taking those unhealthy those unhealthy, like creatine, for example, which I basically call it steroids. That's what it is to me. You feel like taking creatine and all those unhealthy protein shakes. No, for real, seriously, this is probably the way to go. So come get that. TikTok, you get on TikTok shop. Please click on the link. Let's go.
All right. All right. Today's episode, we're going to run through some current events, top 2 current events that has been happening lately. And then today's episode is on satanic ritual abuse,
Yes.
which is viewer discretion advised. We're going to go back, we're going to pull some articles and talk about how real it is
Yes.
and the effects it has on people, real life
Um,
people. This is not superstition. These are real reported events.
These are real. These is actually, yeah, this really goes on, especially here in the US. So this is nothing new. Like what the Bible says, nothing is new under the sun.
You hear that? I hear that.
Nothing is new.
So tell us, what's top news? Let's roll.
Well, real quick, before we get into the whole, the occult, this exciting subject. Well, I don't, it was exciting, but it's actually sad. But real quick, I found something, current event, real quick. Apparently, Trump plans with the Trump administration with the assist of Doge, because we all know right now there's government agencies being investigated right now. They're actually being audited. So the U.S. Postal Service is one of them. They're already talking about cutting the post office down to 10,000 employees, cutting it down. But it's going to be through early retirement. So I believe we're going to be seeing people. Some people are going to be, offered to, get out early, retired early. You got probably people that's been out 40 plus years. They're going to get, then they're going to
Yeah,
people.
some of them might like that.
And it might be
Honestly.
good, because there's going to be a lot of changes going on. But that right there is really important because, the post office, people don't understand, it is important to the everyday American. How else people get their medicine, they go to every house. There will be some changes, but that I have to mention it because that's very important because that does affect a lot of people. Amen. And then, affects people who can't afford to retire. So you got to look at that from that point of view. But that's just one thing. But I hope everything goes well for them.
For sure.
But all right, let's move on.
Yeah, man. Next one. So we remind you guys that we are from the inner city. We served in our military, Army and Marine Corps. We are both overseas combat vets, served in Afghanistan and Iraq. When we talk about some stuff, we're talking from experience, and it hits hard for us at home. So next one, a great rescue. Although the negative left has been choking out Elon's reputation, we sent SpaceX up to the NASA, was it a NASA space station orbiting around Earth?
Yes.
And they arrived today. These astronauts has been stranded since June of 2024, dude.
Wow.
What is yo? Shout out to you astronauts to be out in space and the Biden administration, NASA falling short, not being able to get you back home. Yo, that's something. I don't know how I feel like being lost in space
I'm trying.
for that long.
I'm still trying to figure out how could, like, how could they not get these guys back sooner than they thought? I'm trying to figure that out. Like, I, like I said, we're able to do other things. You're able to send all this money, all this federal aid to these countries, right? But I always noticed, but now going back to NASA, how is it NASA? What we're pouring billions and billions of dollars into NASA, all in their little budget, right? And not, but that's actually
It's
a
a
big
large.
budget.
It's actually a large.
Budget. I'll take that back. So you're telling me we couldn't get these guys back? But you know what? Shout out to the Trump administration for that. They made it happen, keeping promises. I know they're happy. I can imagine their families.
Man,
Some
and you know what? Once upon a time, back in the JFK era, people would be rejoicing that we're sending the rescuers to go get people who are lost and stuck in space.
I'm telling you, man.
Today, we have just, unfortunately, called the bad news bears over on the left, trying to make something negative about it versus something positive. Anyway, man, that's today's news. Thank you, SpaceX, for going out there getting the mission done, and we can't wait to get these astronauts home.
That's right. That's right. All right, let's talk about
All right.
this topic about
This
the
oh,
satanic ritual abuse.
the acronym is SRA, Satanic Ritual Abuse. So last episode, if you didn't watch it, I encourage you to go back to watch episode 8. It was about the occult, the introduction to the occult.
Yes.
Um, we've been just digging through articles written, not just recently, but in the last 20, 30 years about stuff reported. And we've been making commentary on these things and how, how real these things are.
Yes. Very touchy. That's what I'm saying. So you could check out our last episode about the occult. You could check it out. Go just subscribe to our YouTube right there. Just go to the link and please like and subscribe. And you can watch our last episode and everything we've been recording in general. Just please go there and watch it. Good
All right,
stuff. Good
guys,
stuff.
for sure. Thank you. Thank you for your support, everybody.
Please.
First article actually published back in June of 2010,
Wow.
June of 2009, by the Christian Research Institute. And they named the title The Hard Facts About Satanic Ritual Abuse.
Wow.
I'm just going to read some of them. We're going to comment on this stuff.
Go ahead, man.
A teenage girl who was impregnated during a satanic ritual is forcibly delivered of her nearly term baby and then made to ritually kill the child and eat its heart as cult members watch.
Sick.
Another girl, a small child, is sewn inside the cavity of a disemboweled animal and rebirthed by her cultic captors in a grotesque ceremony.
Jesus, man.
A preschool class is systematically abused sexually, emotionally, and physically by members of a nationwide, nearly invincible network of satanic pedophiles and pornographers. A young girl is thrown into electrified cage, an
Wow.
electric cage,
Oh my God.
with wolves and ritually tortured to deliberately produce a wolf personality,
Jesus.
part of her multiple personality disorder. These are but a few of thousands of horrifying stories circulating throughout the United States and abroad. Some true believers in satanic ritual abuse say that more than 100,000 adult survivors have undergone therapy and remembered these horrible abuses. Yeah, because our mind will split to create protection of our mental mind. That's what they call a DID, dissociative identity disorder. Um, Others more than double this number. These terrifying accounts are linked to the current public concern about child abductions by strangers. Man, that's going on crazy out here.
Wow.
Trafficking of all sorts, which true believers claim number in the thousands annually.
Wow.
Let's talk about that, dude.
Listen, man. I used to always say when these things were going on, right? You remember you remember in the milk cartons? You remember I remember back in the 90s, right? And it was always, with all the missing children just popping out of nowhere and all the missing children that you never find them, right? And because you always hear about all these, because we're talking about abductions over here, right? you know, all these abductions and they never come back. And, sad stories because, their kids, imagine being that parent, right? And your kid gets abducted, whatever. And, never again, not even the cops could find, not even the police, find. But most of the time you hear stories that, they sometimes they'll get abducted, they'll get human traffic,
Right.
and they'll be used for satanic, like we're talking about satanic rituals. A lot of child sacrifice. Like they'll use it for child sacrifice and things like that. Man, it's sad, but I remember if you think about that, most of the times these are true stories.
Everyone here goes to Walmart. Most of the viewers watching.
Yes.
You ever go to Walmart, check out that the little wall, and they have stuff missing children,
Yeah.
and they be of all ages, teenagers, childs,
Yes.
children, some adults be on there too.
Yes.
And some of them say missing since 1985.
Oh my God.
Dude,
Yes.
we're in
See that?
2025. It is insane.
It's man, it's insane and it's sad because like, this is how evil this is.
You know which got me out of here? Because we talked about a lot about this stuff. Which one seemed super gross was taking a small child and sewing them into a disemboweled cavity of an animal
Oh my God.
and doing a ritual rebirth. That is sick.
It's sick.
It's like taking a dead carcass of a freaking cow or a horse. And it's just insane. It's horrible,
It's
man.
it's evil.
It's definitely evil.
It's evil and like I said, to be influenced by something like that, obviously it's out of this world. You just can't a human listen, we there's evil, there's human beings that are evil, but it's influenced by but obviously it's influenced by something, but you just can't be that. It's not normal. You can't be that evil.
It's not normal.
To something to drive you to do that, to take a child,
It's not.
to take a young child and ruin their lives just to what? Just to gain what? Satanic powers, just to gain powers from the spirit world. But you know what happens and when people do these things because these demons, they promise them power.
Mm,
They promise them wealth. Did you know that? And that's why they do you see these, right? They say that the demons, right? When you sacrifice to these demons, they love like like a child because a child is supposed to be a child is pure,
right.
and it's something about their blood that doors that open, it opens these doors and they gain and they gain all this power. It's really all about wealth and power, and that's what they do for. Even though it's a deception, which it really is.
The same authors of this talked about where the root causes start from. I'm gonna read a few here. Root causes, and we touched on this last week. You did on it, actually. Matter of fact, here's some root causes. First, cohabitation. What do we call that? Living with your boyfriend and girlfriend of your, same sex, living with your partner. That's what that means. And divorce rates skyrocketed, producing fragmented family units, single parent families, families blended by divorce and remarriage, and many families with no daytime adult supervision of children. You see the common theme? Broken families. That's where they're hitting at. They keep hitting the family unit. This is the common theme right here. The situation provided pressure toward dysfunctional behavior, neglect, abuse, incest
Mm.
in intact family. It also created the setting in broken families for a significant rise in custody disputes.
Mm.
Baby mamas and baby daddies. That's what that is.
Mhm.
Child abandonment. That's a real thing. Spouse and even child accusation against the non supportive spouse and other manipulative actions. These are some root causes of how people get to here.
Mm.
And you see all those little micro steps we talk about till you get to that big one. Micro decision till you get to that very evil step. It's insane.
Remember, because what it does, you understand, like all the trauma. We just explained that, these trauma, this will traumatize people, right?
Yeah.
And and it's a hole that they're feeling, right? And they try to find something to fill that hole. You ever hear people, you hear stories that, they say, well, religion ain't working for me, and maybe church is not working for me. You know what? I'm gonna tap into the spirit realm, and it all starts in something positive. You know that, right? When they first get into this stuff,
Yeah.
they start into that whole, oh, the white magic and
Oh, yeah.
and then, but the more they study it, the more they study, the deeper they get into it, that's when it gets dark.
Mm.
And a lot of times they're really angry. You know, these people are, most of the people they're dealing with trauma. They're angry at the world. Maybe they're angry at their parents for what they did. They're angry, so it drives them. It opens that door to to drive them to do something that evil. I'm telling you, a person's not just evil, just to be evil. Nobody grows up saying, "Hey, I want to," I just want to be this warlock and
Does that?
I want to be a warlock when I grow up and do all the no, something drives that person, and that's why I said, like, in the satanic world, the devil, they use that because they know these people are hurt. I can use something better,
Mm.
right? And it creates war, like,
Dude, how many times people, just regular people,
yeah.
oh, it's okay to live with each other. Oh, it's okay that, you know, we have the way the kids are set up, pick them up every other week or every 2 weeks, every month to month, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Uh, People look at these things as very small and trivial things, but they aren't when you start adding them up over a long period of time. Let's say, for example, the child. Let's talk about the child that's something like that. Let's say in a situation exists, there's dysfunctional parents. Yeah, single parents on each side. Dysfunctional mother in her house and dysfunctional father.
That's right.
Who's collateral damage? The child, whether it's a son or daughter. And what can happen? 1,000 micro choices happen
Exactly.
that can lead up to what? Maybe potential trafficking,
Mhm.
potential, let's say, the dysfunctional mother
Yeah.
who's dependent on other people and they just don't got their things together. They end up, their child end up, sexually freaking assaulted or raped by the person you're with. Like many things can happen. We just heard about today. My wife has talked about they has uncovered a brothel over in downtown Lake Worth.
Wow. Oh my God.
So yeah, absolutely, prostitution, all that, it's illegal, right? But what they said that these men held these women against their life, threatened their life,
Mm.
and we're talking about trafficking. It could have been a lot worse. We could have seen a lot worse things happen, bodies dead, and all sorts of things, man. It's nuts.
It's and it's true, man, because it's like, what, think about it, right? What causes trauma? They always says, like, that's what they say as parents. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. What do you do, and how, what choices you make in life, because it can affect the child.
Right.
You ever hear the term, like, sometimes the child has to pay for the sins of their parents. You know, you know, which we call generational, right?
Mm.
That's when what they call generational curses, and like I said, something like that can cause that child to get involved in something like this, or cause them to make choices, or to be victims,
Oh my God, we're talking about children, dude.
because going back, right? We're hearing stories of, right, children being victim of satanic ritual abuse, and most of the time, they come from, like you said, they come from dysfunctional homes. Mom and dad ain't together. Dad probably don't got his stuff together. His dad probably doesn't care, or the mom is going through so much that she has no control. 'Cause sometimes a single mom goes through so
Yeah,
much she has no control.
exactly.
Because she's probably trying to play mom and daddy to multiple children, right?
Mm.
And, you only could do so much, right?
Right.
Which you only could do so much, and these kids, they're going through all this depression, and of course they're gonna dabble into this and they're gonna dabble into this some stuff,
Oh
and they're
yeah.
gonna be and it's sad because not only it affects their spiritual life, but mentally affects them.
My pastor said that no one wakes up saying, "Yeah, you want to go," like you said, "I want to go be a witch. I want to practice the occult."
Nobody
It
does that.
starts with the small things.
No, that does not, listen. It does not happen. Nobody grows up and says that.
That's right.
Just because they're in our movies, because you gotta understand. You look at this. If you look at it like a movie with Disney. Yes, is it promoted in Hollywood a lot? Yes, and they try to put a positive. They try to make it like it's positive, like a joke, which is really not. I mean, but that's what Hollywood does, you know.
Yeah, man.
That's the agenda they're pushing. But at the same time, nobody really says that. I've never heard anybody say, "Hey, I want to be a warlock when I grow up."
You know what? Let's hit the next article. Uh, this happened in 1983.
Mm.
It's called Abuse of Innocence, the McMartin preschool trial. This happened in California. It was big news during this time.
Yeah.
In 1983, a woman alleged that her 2-year-old son had been molested by a teacher
Wow.
at the Virginia McMartin preschool in Manhattan Beach, California.
Oh, wow.
California. When police urged parents of past and present pupils to submit corroborating evidence, hysteria ensued. But all the children denied that they had been abused. Of course, they probably were threatened by the abusers. Very common.
It's very common.
Subsequently, real quick, parents, you got to talk about these things with your children. Tell them not to be afraid to communicate if something was to happen to them. Subsequently, a private clinic hired by prosecutors to examine the children revealed that every child had been sexually abused, leading to more than 200 charges being filed against several McMartin teachers. The trials lasted 6 years and cost taxpayers more than $16 million. Child witnesses spoke of being raped, subjected to satanic rituals, and forced to watch animals being killed.
Oh my God.
Children at a preschool.
Did you know, talking about watch animals being killed, did you know statistics say that this is a fact? Did you know that's how serial killers are groomed?
You're right about
You can groom serial killers. You ever hear when serial killers kill them? That's how you groom serial killers. And besides back, yeah, you're gonna open demonic doors. Now let's go back, right? About these children being molested, right? Being sexually abused. It is common that they'll deny it in the beginning because most of the time they're afraid for their lives because what's the perpetrator? They're probably threatening their lives that they'll kill them,
Kill you and your
will
parents.
kill you and your families. You say anything, so of course, out of fear, out of fear. Now, like I said, it's like when you ever hear stories of like when wives get abused by the husband. You ever see an abusive household? In the beginning, they'll deny it.
Right.
Because in fear, and because of fear and confusion. And sometimes the child might think, or maybe my parents won't believe me. They won't believe me, or sometimes that's another case.
Yeah, you're right.
But look what is the but look at this story right here. This is satanic right here, man.
It really is.
That you tell me to watch and listen, forced to watch animals being killed. That's a satanic ritual right there.
Yes, it is.
That's a
Yes, it is.
satanic ritual right there. Not only we're opening doors for these kids to be possessed by demons.
They're splitting the kids.
But you're also
Mhm.
creating all these. You're creating. Look at the men. Not only it's gonna have a strain on their mental health.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? What you're gonna have. All of a sudden they're gonna have. That's why you ever hear people with split personalities.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how it opens up right there. It starts from the spirit world. Like I tell us, when it comes to satanic ritual abuse, it starts from the spirit world. It's influence on the spirit world, but then it has effect on your mental. So yes, I do believe. Now I do believe, for example, these people get delivered from demons and stuff like that. When they get these deliverances done on them, these exorcism, it's both spirit and physical.
Yes, it
But
is.
what happened to the mental part? It was influenced from the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you got what this is a perfect example right here. You know why I hate stories like this? It's sad because the years, the trauma. The amount of healing. You know how many years it takes to be physically healed from that.
Oh, my God.
It takes a long time, and imagine the trust issues they're gonna grow up with. That's why when you hear stories of them being rescued from this stuff, the trust issues that they're gonna have.
Yeah, they live almost a life of, trust me, they don't live normal lives.
They're not gonna live normal lives. They live hating the world.
Yeah.
And all because some sick pedophile because they want because they're so fascinated with the occult.
Let's take it back to biblical Old Testament time.
Mm,
Molech.
mm. Wow.
What does the Bible say about Molech? He is also known as Baal,
Mm,
although Baal could have been referenced to any false god.
yeah.
But some trace the origin of this idol to the Phoenicians, who had uh who had a god that they referred to as Molech.
Mm.
So pretty much, if you read the Old Testament, especially the Book of Judges, Molech was a common god of Canaanites
Yeah.
and all the ites that there's mentioned in the Old
That's
Testament.
right. That's right.
And what did they do? They sacrificed the people of Israel, God's people. Every time they turned away from Yahweh, they would sacrifice their own children to take on the practices of the pagans that they were living with or under subjugation.
Yes.
And sacrificing children for what? For favoring crops, favor and many things, and love, just sick, twisted things. But here's like the origins of child sacrifice right here.
Wow.
Molech slash Baal. It says here in Leviticus chapter 18, verse 21. That's in the Bible in the Old Testament. It says here, you shall not give any of your children to offer them to Molech, and and so profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. Moses was preparing the Israelites to enter the land of Canaan, and God issued a stern warning about engaging in their evil practices.
Wow.
Let's go about let's go about how this demonic statue or entity looked it like. The horrible demon named Molech, and I got this from who are the top 5 most powerful demons in the Bible. They have Lucifer as number 1. They
Hmm.
put Molech as number 2.
Wow.
Tells you a lot, right?
Very common.
The horrible demon named Molech is depicted as a half man, half bull, minotaur-like figure with a belly made of fire,
Mm.
who symbolize some of the darkest traits of humankind. And so, described as a terrifying warrior among demonic beings, Moloch was keen to wage new war against God's people. God following Satan's first failed attempt. Hmm. He is a symbol. So it's pretty much, remember the war that broke out before that the whole gap theory, when Satan was kicked out of heaven.
That's right.
Ever since that, they've been warring continuously against the Creator.
That's right.
And so it is agreed that Molech is inspired by a Canaanite god who's associated with human sacrifice, especially of children.
Wow.
He was a supreme god of man and of people surrounding the Israelites. A
Wow.
variety of pagan deities are represented in the Bible as evil spirits.
Yeah.
So Molech, we're going to go down Molech. I wouldn't be damn surprised that these, I call it the heavy hitters of the Satanic Ritual Abuses, that they are worshiping Molech directly,
Yeah.
calling upon Molech and giving children over to that demonic being.
Well, think about it, right? Molech played that demon plays a big part into society with everything right now.
Right.
Now going back in those days, according to scholars, if you read these stories in the Bible, when the Israelites used to, I remember before, when the Israelites used to, when God used to command them to fight the Canaanites and tear down all their idols, there was a reason why God
Exactly.
had them to tear down all their idols and Esau. Then there were some instances that when they go to war to not even take none of their goods.
Mm-hmm.
There was a reason why God did that, I mean, God didn't do it because he was just some this religious God. I just want to rule the world. No, there was a spiritual reasoning behind it. Why do you think now let's fast forward a little bit, right? let's fast forward to the time of King Saul's reign.
Oh yeah, let's go.
This is a good example. Why you think in those days, this one King Saul, right? Why you think in those days they used to when every time the Israelites would go to war with whether it be the Canaanites and the Philistines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why you think like all the sorcerers in those days? Did you know they used to have to detain the sorcerers in those days and put them to death?
Absolutely.
Did you know in the Old Testament, if you were a sorcerer under the law of Moses, it says that a sorcerer was to be put to death. You were to be put to death if there was a sorcerer among you.
Mm.
Now think about it, right? Look how witches are, and look how they perceive them today. So if you were under the law, this is before the finished work of the Calvary. I mean, now people could be redeemed, right? You if they found out. So basically, imagine you're Israelite and you're a Canaanite, and they see a sorcerer among you. You will have to be taken in and be put to death.
Mm.
And God didn't do it because he was this cold God. No, he did it to protect, freeze it. Because why? They were spirit. Because we're talking about in the spirit, right? We don't wrestle against flesh and blood, right?
Mm.
But against principalities and spirit of wickedness and spirit, in heavenly places, right?
Right, right.
We're talking about things in the spirit realm.
Mm.
Look what it drove. Look every time when the Israelites started engaging in paganism and into Molech. Look what it drove them to do. Why you think
Sacrifice their own children.
Why you think God didn't? Why you think there was a reason why he did not want this practice? They're children. Well, don't. So I mean, God sounds like he's protecting. He's trying to protect these people.
Jesus say in the New Testament, in regards to children, he talks about if anyone harmed these little ones.
Yes.
I'm paraphrasing.
He said to put a milestone around their neck.
Yeah, and to be thrown under the sea.
Yes.
Because it would be better if they were not even born.
That's how he referred to people that harm children, people that do crimes against, and that's a crime against a child right there.
Yeah.
Satanic ritual abuse on children. That's a
He's a God of life, and he does not condone evil.
He does not.
Brings death to children.
Exactly.
He does not.
I'm telling you, and that's why I tell people there's a reason why the Bible, right? All right, the Christian Bible. This is why they're very keen on people not engaging in this stuff.
Right.
It's not you're not being religious and born because you don't want to open to the spirit world. No, look, we just read the article. Look what it does to people.
It really does, man.
That's right.
You know what? If you're a person that you've been affected by this in real life, and maybe what we talked about triggered an event, we ask that you get help.
Definitely get help.
We ask that you get help, and we ask that you consider to know Jesus, because he is the only one, because he created us from the dust, that can bring you back together.
Listen, I would say people that's been, if you were a victim of satanic ritual abuse, obviously give your life to Christ and seek out deliverance. Forget what everybody says about. Who cares? Seek out getting deliverance. Well, in a second, people call it exorcism. Same thing, seek that out. And obviously you're gonna also, seek out some Christian therapist or something, man.
Absolutely.
And definitely seek out a Christian therapist at the same time after that, because after that you're gonna definitely,
We encourage you to be with professionals and
definitely get somebody that's qualified to do it.
caretakers.
Don't get any old body. Get people that are qualified.
Absolutely. You know what, man? That was a good show today. That was a really good show. Hey, we asked that you engage with us. Press the subscribe button, like and share. Share it with a friend. We ask that you help us grow our community. We're talking about
Yes.
real life things that affect real people.
Absolutely. Please like, subscribe, love, like that YouTube channel, please.
And again, if you're a business owner or a member of a team and you are seeking real estate asset management, real estate property management, real estate project management. My company, we offer those services. My website's in the description below. My email is there, victor@liq.com. Man, thank you for today. It was a really good show.
That's it, man.
All
And,
right, brother. Take us
and
out.
that's it for today's show. Please, like we said, like, subscribe. I don't know how many times I gotta emphasize it. Please, we need your support. Please, we really believe in what we're talking about. Because not only we're not doing this because we want to be seen and we want to be famous. No, we're doing this because we really want to help people out. This is real stuff right here. So, and that's it for today's show. Just remember, keep God first. God bless America. Jesus is Lord. Have a good one.